This is Kaypacha with the weekly Paleo report. Check it out. I am in the middle of Machu Picchu, checking out the mountains here. What an amazing place. Oh my God. I gotta say, it's full of amazing numbers of people too. But, yeah, it's a special time in the course of history. I'm going to talk a little bit more about maybe the longer cycles that we are dealing with these days. Jupiter is coming out of the womb of the Virgin, out of the womb. On the September 23rd, there's actually, quite a bit of talk, yes, about Revelation 12. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but a woman crowned with 12 stars gives birth, and it actually correlates very much to Jupiter going up into the retrograde, up into the womb of the Virgin, Virgo, and then coming out and being birthed again. And there's 9 stars there, but now we have Venus, Mercury, and Mars completing, yes, the 12 stars that is spoken about in that Revelation verse. So this is a very funky time. We've got Mercury opposite Neptune. We've got Mars coming in, to oppose Neptune. The Sun has been in opposition to Chiron. I mean, it's just all going on, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk more about that. The moon is going into Scorpio here pretty soon. She's in Libra now. And let me just walk in a little bit through here, away from the guard that already kicked me off the rock. But for exact aspects, okay, what we have besides on Friday, the sun does go into Libra, and then on Sunday, Mars is going into a direct opposition with Neptune. Yeah? So, but Mars moves slow enough that you can say, you know what, it's going on all week long. On Monday, Mercury is squaring Saturn, yes, and all week, but really all month, really most of the year, Jupiter has been in opposition to Uranus and came forward, retrograde, and now is coming back for the third and final pass on next Wednesday. We're going to have an exact Jupiter opposite Uranus. So on Tuesday, then, we're going to have the moon will have moved through Scorpio into Sagittarius, and she is going to come along and come into an exact conjunction with Black Moon Lilith and Saturn. So we have some, very intense aspects going on this week that I want to talk about. The Mercury and Mars both in opposition to Neptune. The Sun is actually going to be making a T-square next week. Yes, with Black Moon Lilith is in square to Chiron. And we've got, the Sun there, so it's a T-square of Sun opposite Chiron, both squaring Black Moon Lilith, and loosely Saturn, yeah? And next week, Mercury comes up and does that exact same thing. So let me look at the camera, find a good spot here, if I can find one with no people, and talk at it. Wow. Wow. That's all I've been saying these last couple of days is wow. This Mercury and Mars opposite Neptune is kicking my butt. And it's probably kicking yours in one way or another. I mean, we got to talk about it. This mantra has a lot to say. On the way down here on the plane, I saw the latest Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, I love Johnny Depp, man. And what are they doing? They're going after the trident of Neptune. It was perfect. Neptune, yeah, in Pisces right now, in opposition to Mercury and Mars. Mars is my will. Mercury is my thought and my ego. In Virgo, it's like I'm going to analyze, I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to fix it, I'm going to make it right, I'm going to make it perfect according to me, me, my way, You know, and Neptune comes along, Pisces comes along, and just like a hurricane, just like an earthquake, just like a tidal wave, just like a volcano, it's like, you know what? Whoosh! To hell with what you think is perfect, what you think needs to be fixed. Neptune is magic. Pisces and Neptune is great mystery. And by great mystery, I mean just that. I mean great mystery. Like, blow your mind, you are never going to figure it out. You are nothing but a little peon, a little tiny speck in a huge universe driven by the creative force itself. It is so humbling. We are each of us so small. It is great mystery. We're talking about magic. We're talking about sorcery. We're talking about, you know, the spirits of the earth. And they are very real. They are very real down here in Peru by Machu Picchu, by this creek right here, Agua Caliente. It's powerful. And you get out in nature. You speak and you listen and you lay out under the night sky and you watch the shooting stars, yeah, and you see what's going on in the realm of big Mother Nature. And this is not only humbling but educating. And I'm gonna kind of say this because, you know, I could almost do a future video, you know, on 2018. You know, Jupiter is moving now into the sign of Scorpio, October 10th, followed by Saturn moving into Capricorn, December 20th. We're moving from air and fire into earth and water, and it's going to get heavy, and there's going to be some real deep, dark mysteries. And all I can say is the unconscious. It's like, it's really something. Freud called it the unconscious. Jung added the collective unconscious, right? But when we start looking at the unconscious, at shadow, at spirit, at the infinite, at multi-dimensional beings, at ghosts, yeah, at spirits that are about to speak, we start moving into a realm where what we think and analyze doesn't add up. There are no reasons, but there are intentions. And this is what I want to talk about. Intention. There is a primary intention. There's a primary will. You have an unconscious soul intention for this lifetime. That's what your birth chart is all about. And so, you know, there are times where we come into these places and it has a lot to do with crisis. It has a lot to do with trauma, loss, betrayal, abandonment, disaster. And this can be the job, this can be the house, this can be the love, this can be the relationship, where you go down the rabbit hole and you go down into this swirling, you know, it's like the Matrix when he gets kicked out of the Matrix, right? It's like, it's terrifying and you don't know yourself. You kind of go into the void. They call it the dark night of the soul, where you lose your identity and there's nothing to hold on to and nothing is making any sense. and you don't know where to go or what to do, and there's no fixing it, and there's no clarity, and there's no light. We go into these places just before the new birth. It's like you have to let go. You have to lose it all to be born again. The seed must die that it is born again. And we go into these wormholes, and I'll tell you what, there is something. This time of great mystery, like I said, it's very educational. This is where you get to see the hand of God, the mind of Creator, the will of Source. You surrender when you have no choice, when there's nothing left, or your body gives out on you, or you're totally exhausted. You've got no more in you. But there is more in you. This is like the message. And the message is that there is grace, there is salvation, there is redemption, there is a power greater than our conscious ego that has a plan for us, that has a plan for Gaia. One planet of billions of planets circling around billions of stars. Even Mother Earth herself shrinks down and is humbled when it comes to great mystery. Yeah, man. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you've been getting dreams. Maybe you've been getting images. Maybe things have been going bump in the dark. Yeah? Maybe your body's been getting sensations, or you can't sleep at night. And your ordinary routine, it's Virgo, 6th house is routine. Sun, Venus, Mercury, Mars, 6th house, routine, all opposed by one little Neptune. Well, there's Chiron in there. Chiron's even smaller. Wow. Yeah. Big is not always better. Yeah. Pluto and Chiron are the little guys out there. And they wield the biggest, most tremendous amounts of power to die and resurrect. Really intense. So what I want to say is you get into your witness. These are times when you can see yourself even better, more clearly than ever before. It's a time to really pay attention. What is the message Spirit is trying to give you? What is the greater intention? The divine will acting in your life. A lot of times we don't see it. We're too busy. Yeah? We don't pay attention. You know, we're just, set on our goals. Goal orientation. Looking for results. Shooting after the money. After the sex. After the love. After the whatever. And we don't pay attention. So it's like life comes along and slaps us in the face. Wake up. Smell the roses. Look behind the surface. Don't be so superficial. There is great, intense meaning and purpose and guts and power and forces at work here on this planet. And you can belong to the club. You can become the shaman. You can become the magician that uses these subtle energies, these psychic forces. Yeah? and really understands the deeper mystery and intention and meaning and purpose of life and the existence, this is where you really become the healer. This is where you really become the master. And Scorpio is about mastery. And these water signs and houses, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they take the ego out. And we evolve through the feeling. I encourage you, pay attention to your feelings and your gut. It's trying to tell you something. Goddess is trying to tell you something. Get the message. Make the change. This is what it's about. Yeah. Woo! As the old order dissolves into chaos, as my ego just dies, as my life falls apart, yeah? As a prerequisite for the new birth. Every new birth requires a previous dying. We let go of our old self in order to be resurrected into something new. It's a prerequisite that we'd have these periodic meltdowns. Yeah? I see the Spirit's intentional restructuring as a footprint upon Mother Earth. A footprint. Think of the hunter. Yeah? You know, the hunter seeking the game, looking at the footprints that the animal left. The rabbit, the deer, the bear, the moose. Something has been here. Something has been there, and it's left an impression. It's left a sign. Follow the footprints. Follow the trail. Hunt the mystery. Go for it. Yeah? So it's like, really, these intense events in our lives show us the working of our soul, and really are what we are here to know, master, understand, and ultimately heal. So one more time, if I can remember that whole thing, yeah? As the old order dissolves into chaos, a prerequisite for the new birth, I see Spirit's intentional restructuring as a footprint upon Mother Earth. May you see Spirit acting in every aspect of your life, in every moment, in every day, in every event. And follow that footprint, seeking the ultimate truth to be realized one day. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.